Early life. Charles Spencer Chaplin was born in London, England on April 16, 1889. His father, Charles Chaplin Sr., was a vocalist and actor, while his mother, Hannah Hill, was an actress. Charlie had two older half-brothers, Sidney and Wheeler Dryden, from his father's first marriage. When Charlie was only 3 years old, his parents separated, and he and his mother were left to fend for themselves. Poverty and struggles. Charlie and his mother lived in extreme poverty, often relying on charity to survive. At the age of 7, Charlie was sent to a workhouse with his brother Sidney, where they endured harsh conditions. Despite these struggles, Charlie found solace in music and theater, and began performing in local theaters at the age of 8. Music hall career. At the age of 14, Charlie joined a clog dancing act called the 8 Lancashire Lads, and began performing in music halls across England. He quickly gained popularity for his comedic performances, and soon became a headliner. The Keystone Cops. In 1914, Charlie moved to America and signed a contract with Mack Sennett's Keystone Studios. He starred in a series of slapstick comedies known as the Keystone Cops, which featured him as a bumbling police officer. These films made Charlie an international star. The Tramp. In 1915, Charlie created the character of the Little Tramp, a lovable vagabond who wore a bowler hat, baggy pants, and oversized shoes. This character became one of the most iconic figures in film history and cemented Charlie's place as a Hollywood legend. Mutual Films. In 1916, Charlie signed a contract with the Mutual Film Corporation, which allowed him to write, direct, and star in his own films. During this period, he wrote and directed 12 films, including The Kid, 1921, and The Gold Rush, 1925. United Artists. In 1919, Charlie co-founded United Artists with Mary Pickford, Douglas Fairbanks, and D.W. Griffith. This studio allowed him to have complete creative control over his films, and he went on to make some of his most acclaimed works during this period. Later career. In the 1930s, Charlie's career began to decline due to changing tastes in comedy and the rise of sound film. He continued to make films until 1952, when he retired from the industry. Personal life. Charlie married 4 times and had 11 children. He was also an avid chess player and a passionate advocate for animal rights. Final years. In the late 1950s, Charlie moved to Switzerland, where he lived until his death in 1977. He was given a state funeral in London. Legacy. Charlie Chaplin is remembered as one of the greatest filmmakers of all time. His films are still widely watched and appreciated today, and his influence can be seen in many modern comedies. Awards. Charlie won numerous awards throughout his career, including an honorary Academy Award in 1972. He was also nominated for 3 Oscars, winning one for Best Music Score for Limelight's 1952. Film techniques. Charlie was a pioneer in the use of camera techniques such as close-ups, long takes, and montage editing. He was also one of the first filmmakers to use sound effects and music to enhance the emotional impact of his films. Influences. Charlie was heavily influenced by the works of Buster Keaton, Harold Lloyd, and other silent film comedians. He was also inspired by the works of French filmmaker Georges Méliès, whose pioneering special effects techniques helped shape Charlie's unique style. Social commentary. Charlie used his films to comment on social issues such as poverty, war, and class divisions. He often used satire and dark humor to make his points, and his films remain relevant today. Literary works. Charlie wrote several books, including his autobiography, My Autobiographies, 1964, and his novel, A Countess from Hong Kong, 1967. He also wrote several plays and musicals, including Limelights, 1952, and The Great Dictator, 1940. Music. Charlie composed the scores for many of his films and wrote several popular songs, including Smiles, 1936, and This Is My Song, 1967. He also wrote the score for the ballet Les Sylphides, 1909. Philanthropy. Charlie was a generous philanthropist, donating large sums of money to charities and causes he believed in. He also established the Chaplin Charitable Foundation, which provides financial assistance to those in need. Honors. Charlie received numerous honors throughout his life, including a knighthood from Queen Elizabeth II in 1975. He was also awarded the Legion of Honor by the French government in 1973. Death. Charlie died on Christmas Day, 1977, at the age of 88. He was buried in Corsier-sur-Levy, Switzerland, and his grave is now a popular tourist attraction.